Welcome to Sure Word of Prophecy. Today we're diving into one of the most profound mysteries of the Christian faith, God's will. Hello everyone, I'm AFO, and in today's video we're going to explore the mystery of God's will, and how understanding it can deepen our faith and trust in Him. So, if you're looking for clarity on how to align your life with God's plan, stay tuned. We often hear the phrase, God has a plan for your life, but what does that really mean? Why does God's will sometimes feel so mysterious? And how can we trust that His plan is the best one for us? In the book of Jeremiah, we are reminded that God's plans are not only good but filled with hope. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29:11 KJV. But despite knowing this, many still struggle to understand God's will. It's like a puzzle, where each piece is carefully placed in our lives. We often can't see the bigger picture until we trust Him completely. God's will is not always as hidden as we think. In fact, Scripture is full of guidance on how we can walk in God's plan. Let's look at a few verses that help us understand His will more clearly. In Romans 12 verse 2, Paul encourages believers to renew their minds so that they can prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. This passage shows us that the more we renew our minds through Scripture, prayer, and worship, the clearer God's will becomes for our lives. Another mystery many of us face is timing. Why do we sometimes have to wait for God to reveal His plan? The truth is, God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't seem that way to us. Ecclesiastes 3:11 tells us, He hath made everything beautiful in His time. God's plan unfolds in His time, not ours. While waiting can be difficult, it's in the waiting that our faith grows stronger. The mystery of God's will can feel overwhelming, especially when we're unsure of the next step. But there's peace in surrender. Jesus Himself taught us the importance of surrendering to God's will. In the Garden of Gethsemane He prayed, "Not my will, but thine be done." Luke 22:42 KJV. By surrendering to God's will, we open ourselves to His leading, trusting that He knows what's best for us, even when we don't understand. Living out God's will doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the small, everyday choices we make. Whether it's loving our neighbors, pursuing holiness, or seeking wisdom in our decisions, each step can align us with God's purpose for our lives. Colossians 3:23 encourages us, "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men." This means every task, no matter how small, can be an expression of our obedience to God's will. God's will always remain somewhat mysterious because He sees the bigger picture, while we see only a small part. But we can take comfort in knowing that His plans are filled with hope and purpose, even when we don't fully understand them. As we've seen today, God's will is often a mystery that unfolds over time. But we can trust that He is faithful, that His plans are for our good, and that each step we take in faith is part of His beautiful design. Philippians chapter 1 verse 6 reminds us that He which hath begun a good work in you will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. So if you're struggling to understand God's will for your life, remember to seek Him daily in prayer, immerse yourself in His Word, and trust His timing. It's a mystery worth embracing. Thank you for joining us today on Sure Word of Prophecy. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest videos. God bless, and remember, His plan for you is full of hope.